Hello everybody, I'm David Ahmed and want to do a quick little video to bring everyone up to speed, make sure you have all the information that you need. This video is probably going to run a little longer than I wanted it to, but I hope you'll bear with me, and really you need to watch all the way to the end because there's some stuff here that you need to know. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to address is this idea that this whole business has been a hoax. Well, I'll tell you what, just watch this.
Then there's a group, I believe it's Antifa, right here in Houston area that want to pull down the statue of General Sam Houston out of Herman Park. The group here in Houston, I applaud you. They're absolutely right. Pull that racist Sam Houston down, who was a slave owner and who told a big lie to the whole state of Texas about the Yellow Rose of Texas.
That was on Fox News right here in Houston just a few days ago. And the man doing the talking was Quanell X, the leader of the Black Panther Party, right here in Houston. Now, if you need any more convincing that there are people out there that want to pull that statue down, if watching that didn't prove it to you, and go watch the whole thing on YouTube, because it's there. But if that didn't prove it to you, I don't know what to say to you, and I'm not going to try to say anything else. So, that's that. If you want to believe it's a hoax, go right ahead. Okay, the next thing, parking. We pretty much have parking nailed down, but we're not 100% sure. That will come out tomorrow, which is Thursday. We'll have a map up, and everything we'll have it all nailed down. Right now, we think we're going to park in the Houston Zoo parking, but here's the catch with that. The zoo opens at 9 o'clock, and everybody tries to get there early. So, we need to get there even earlier than that. So I would recommend getting there, as early as 7:30, but no later than 8:30. And we'll have the map up that shows you where we're going to park and where we're going to work from and where the shuttles are going to be. We're going to have shuttle buses that are going to take everyone from the parking area to where the statue is. And we'll have all of those things nailed down tomorrow, and we'll have that posted. So that's the deal with parking. Couple of things you need to know about. The city of Houston has a smoking ordinance. They will not allow you to smoke in the park. I don't know if they're going to push that issue, but they might. They can if they want to. So if you smoke, like I used to, I don't anymore, I've got one of these vapes, but if you do, just plan accordingly. Our area is surrounded by sidewalks, so you can probably get right out by the road if you need to, or get some gum or a patch or whatever, but just be aware there is no smoking whatsoever in any city park in Houston, so just be aware of that. The next thing is the flagpole ordinance. Now, before you get all mad about this, I'm already fighting it in court, so there's no need for anybody else to do that. I'm going to have this thing thrown out, declared unconstitutional, because it is. Anyway, they have an ordinance right now, and it's still on the books, that says if you're carrying a flag around with you, then the flagpole that it's on, number one, it has to be made out of wood. No metal, no plastic, nothing but wood. And secondly, it can only be 3/4 of an inch big around in diameter. So there's no length limit on it, but it can only be 3/4 of an inch. So most broom handles are 3/4 of an inch, or go down to Lowe's or Home Depot or True Value, wherever, and get a 3/4 inch dowel rod, closet rod. That works just fine. Just be aware the ticket is up to $500 if I remember right. So be aware they have that ordinance and they may be looking to enforce it. You just never know. The next thing is gun safety. Folks, there's going to be a lot of people out there who are armed. If you're armed, I'm going to assume that you are a real gun person, which means you know gun safety. Practice it. The last thing we need is for some idiot to come out there and have an accidental discharge. So just do what you know to do. You know what gun safety means. Don't point it at anything. Make sure the safety's on. Keep your hand off the thing. Keep your finger off the trigger. All that. Everything that you know to do, do it. And make sure that you do it. And if you see somebody being unsafe with a gun, there's going to be all kinds of security guys all over the place. Grab one of them, point that person out, and we'll get rid of them ASAP. Water. It's going to be hot. Now we're going to have hydration stations. we'll provide water for you, but it might be a good idea for everybody to bring a bottle or two of their own just to be on the safe side, just to make sure we don't run out. We got, I forget how many cases, a couple of hundred, I think, is how many Brandon got. But we have a lot of water, but that's just a suggestion. If you want to, bring a couple of bottles of water for yourself just to be on the safe side. Okay, now we get into some pretty serious stuff. And a lot of people are passionate about this, so I'm just going to lay it on the line. I'm pretty blunt anyway, and I'm going to be blunt here. Flags. Folks, this is a Texas event. It's about Texas history and Sam Houston. This is not a Confederate event. This is not a Southern event. This is not about the statues in New Orleans. This is about the statue in Houston. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. When people see the Confederate flag, they do not think of this. They think of this. And if you come out there flying a Confederate flag, then the story is going to be about how many Confederate flags there were, instead of being about how stupid it is to attack a statue of Sam Houston. So, at the end of the day, if you want to take the focus off of where it ought to be, if you want to give Quanell X something to point to and say, I told you so, give him an excuse. If you want to make the other side's job easier, then fly a Confederate flag. But if you want to keep the focus right where it ought to be, if you want to give Quanell X no excuse in the world, nothing. If you want to make the other side's job harder instead of easier, then fly a Texas flag. Or a Gadsden flag, don't tread on me. Or a Gonzales flag, come and take it. Fly something Texas and leave the Confederate flags for another day. Now the last thing, and this is really the most serious, we have had some messages from some racist groups. I'm not going to name which ones they are, but a couple of them have sent us messages and say they intend to be there. Let me make this just as clear as I possibly can. If you are an actual racist and you intend to come down there spreading your whatever you call it all over the place, you won't have to worry about Antifa or the Black Panthers or anybody else. We're going to throw you out ourselves, and I mean that. That's not just talk, folks. I mean it. So if that's what you're planning on doing, you got another thing coming. The quickest way in the world to get that statue torn down is for people like that to come down there spewing that crap all over the place, and we're just not going to put up with it. So keep that in mind. If you think you're going to come down there flying a swastika or wearing some kind of Klan crap or anything, this is not a racist event. This is a Texas event. And if you come down there trying to do it, you're not gonna. I'll just say it that way and leave it at that. Okay, there it is. If anybody has any questions, you can post them down in the comments. And folks, I'm sorry if I came off a little blunt, but that's exactly how I intended it. I want the bad guys to understand that we're not the bad guys. We're the good guys. And that goes for for the racists, for Antifa, for the Black Panthers, for everybody. We're the good guys, and we're going to do this right. And if you're not going to do it right, then just stay home. Seriously. So anyway, if you have any comments, any questions, anything that I didn't cover here, post it in the comments, and one of the admins will answer it as quickly as possible. And other than that, I'll see you Saturday.